Good evening. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Yeah, it's very, very warm, but nice. Just a bit stuffy at the moment. How's everyone's Sunday gone so far? Let's get to some of the chat. Hi, oh, hang on, what's happened there? That's it. Hi, Jay. How's it going? Yeah, doing okay in the heat. It is really muggy, but Kirsty said she's not coping with the heat, but it's fine. It's not too bad for me. Like I said, it has come over very muggy last couple of hours, but we've got no rain and no thunder or anything like that, no lightning. Still, it's grey at the moment, but there's no rain. But I know some people have had torrential rain and thunderstorms as well. We know that because we've been watching Jet TV, and they closed Heathrow Airport because of the rain and lightning. And then we live on the flight path, so they were circling overhead for ages. Bit of entertainment, I suppose, for this afternoon. Evening, Dave. How's it going? And Scott, hope you're not too hot. No, it's roasting here in Kent. It is, like I said, it's very warm. It's muggy. It's muggy now. The sun was beaming earlier, but yeah, it's turned very, very muggy. But like I said, we've had no rain and no lightning. We seem to be in this dead spot. Like other places near us have had the rain and the light, and we've just had nothing. So I don't know whether that's a good thing or what. Hi, Mark. How's it going? I just saw your weekly update video. I'd love to do something with the Transformer coming out, Optimus Prime. Yeah, looking forward to that. So, what's been going on this week? Not a lot, really. We've sort of just been podding along. I've been podding along with the builds that we got. One thing obviously did start this week, and that was the Optimus Prime build from Fanhome. So that's all going. We've just got fingers crossed now for next month when the Enterprise starts, and then we should all be all hunky-dory then on the builds that I'm doing. The Dodge Charger, yeah, quite happy that that's going along slowly, but I would say actually the Tumbler, the Batman Tumbler, is actually going along even more painfully slow. But it is what it is. I know what these part works are like now, so but yeah, it's just a bit of a slog. It just seems like a bit of a slog with both of those at the moment. It's taken 7 issues to complete 1 door on the Dodge Charger, and the last 2-3 issues of the Tumbler, we've got a few pieces to put on. Hardly done any screwing. Yeah, I don't believe I'm going to say this, but I had more to do with the Alien build, and we know what that was like. So yeah, but yeah, I know how I've done these part works long enough to know that they are what they're like. But yeah, I was actually looking at the Charger. So we've just finished the door. We haven't even put the door on the car yet. So we have actually finished the door, but we've not attached it to the car yet. I would imagine at least another 7 or 8 issues to build the other door and put it on. So, and then I was thinking, well, what's after that? We got the two side panels, the front grille, which we've already got. We've already got all the lighting for that as well. Then we've got the hood as well, or the bonnet, whatever you want to call it. We've already got that, but obviously that needs to have the brackets attached, and then the boot or the trunk, and then that's that. So actually a lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing is the door. Once we've done the 2 doors, there's not a lot left to do on it. So it is what it is. Obviously I want it now, but it's what it is. I do like the Disney Dollhouse. We've just finished the last, I would say, normal issue, and the reason I say that is because the next 5 issues are classed as bumper issues on the Disney Dollhouse. So the amount of stuff that we get in each issue and stuff that we've got to do is massive. There's loads to do in it over the next 5 weeks. It's almost like they've gone, oh, we have to rush this because we've left it out too much, which is great. It's going to be a bit more difficult as well for us because now it's on the 2nd floor going on to the 3rd. So filming it and doing everything is going to be a bit of a nightmare to do, but I'm sure we'll get around that somehow. But yeah, hi Lee, how's it going? Only up the road from me, and yes, grey one side, sunny the other, but heavily muggy, not coping with the heat. Yeah, it's the kids, my oldest and Kirsty, they're not too good in this heat. It's all right, it's just really muggy. It needs a good washout, I should say, but we've had no rain. Everywhere else has. It just seems to be missing us. Lost myself trying to do a Optimus Prime video ready for the release. I lost an hour just listening to the music and clips from the film. I took the advert, the fan home advert. That's all I did, and it worked. Actually, it works pretty well. So that's what I did with that, Mark. So yeah, and I've got my own music to go on to that because of copywriting and strikes and God knows what else. So yeah. Evening, Steve. How's it going? Dave, Lightning in Aston Clinton. Aston Clinton is not far away from us. We're in Hemel Hempstead, so we're only down the road. My dad lives in Aylesbury, but we have not had no lightning, no thunder, no rain. We've had nothing. But yeah, I think it's a medical problem that makes the heat worse. What for you, Kirsty? Yeah, I think when you have a medical problem, it makes it worse. I suffer in the cold, me, because of my knees. I'm getting old. But yeah, I seem to suffer more in the winter. But anyway, there's lots, like I said, there's lots going on. There's also, I found out this week that there's still 5 part works due out this year, with more. I don't know everything, but the ones that I do know, there's at least 5 coming out from Fan Home, Agora, and Hachette as well. So, but I've got a funny feeling there's going to be even more. I mean, I can't keep track of everything that's coming out. There's so much stuff at the moment. Even IXO, they've just released the Eiffel Tower, and they've also just released the rally car as well. The Lancia, is it a Lancia Delta? Now this, I thought it was the one that they did before, but it's not. It's a different one, or it might be an Alfa Romeo. I'm not too sure, but I know there's a rally one that's just come out through them. So sometimes there's ones that come out and you're like, oh, that's a bit of a curveball. I didn't know about that one. But yeah, like I said, I know that there's builds still to come. Like I said, I know of at least 5 that are definitely coming out this year, and we're only in July. And that's not. And these are builds that have not even been sort of mentioned yet. So yeah, there's a few. There is a few. We sort of we know about them, but they haven't been released yet. But we know of them. But yeah, there's still quite a lot to come out. Considering everything else, there just seems to be a lot coming out. But yeah, I don't really know what else. What other things that they can bring out? I suppose we could always sort of guess, but yeah. Are you able to spill the beans on them? all I can say is that we know of the builds coming out. They've been mentioned. So they are coming out. But they've all been mentioned. One, like I said, one of them is a new build. I know one of them is a new build from one company. I know that there's a re-release one coming out from another from one company. And some other ones we've had test runs for, or we've seen stuff for, and they're coming out as well. So, but yeah, you know, some of them are going to be vehicles as well, which some of, you know, one of them might be a statue, one of them might be a ship. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, the ones that I've been told. We already all know anyway what's coming out. Well, I say that we know of builds that we've seen about, you know, either in Europe or wherever, that haven't been out here that will be coming out. So yeah, and so I know one build that's coming out that people are going to love, and I know one build that's coming back that people have always mentioned and wanted to come back. So that's all I can say at the moment. But I also as well, I've been told that there's a few companies actually I've spoken to that they're moving away from sort of the mod side of stuff, and this comes down to licensing and headaches for the company as well. So people that are affiliated with these companies won't be able to have mods in the videos or anything like that. They're also cutting down on hang on a second, sorry. They're also cutting down on people affiliated with them that use mods that sort of don't follow instructions, all that sort of stuff. I don't know why, but that's what they've told me. They said they sort of said it was down to licensing and headaches that causes said company. So they've been sort of reaching out to other people that don't mod. So it could be something in the pipeline. I don't know. It's all up in the air at the minute. But what I've been told is they're sort of moving away from those sort of people that use those sort of things. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see how that all pans out. But I'm hoping it comes to something. I've been doing this now for quite a few years now. Probably about, you know, I've probably been doing YouTube for about 6 years. So it'd be nice to have something come of it, if you know what I mean. I know it has already, and you guys are fantastic, but a little bit of acknowledgement from some of the companies which I've gotten, but not a lot. So yeah. Hi Ian, how's it going? I do like Fan-Home Optimus Prime, definitely much better than the cartoon looking one. Yeah, you know, I'm a massive Transformer fan. This Optimus Prime appealed to me more than the cartoon one. Though this one's smaller than that one, it still appealed to me. There's a price point as well. You know, you pay more for the Agora version. But yeah, it's yeah, it looks much better. I think it looks more like a part work, a vehicle one. It's got more bits in there over the other one, which is more statue style. It's got a lot of detail in it, I must admit, but it's more, yeah, it just didn't appeal to me. So, but yeah, the Fan-Home one looks really good, and yeah, it's all gone. You know, payments all gone out. Some of them were processed on Friday, and the rest of them are getting processed on Monday. I've been told by Fan-Home that people should start receiving them from this Friday or early into next week. So Friday, Saturday, Monday time. we should all start receiving them, which is good because they're normally pretty quick. They said with dispatching stuff. So they said they said wait 21 days, but they said most people should get them by the Friday, Monday by the latest. So we'll see how we'll see what happens with that. See how well that plays off. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So I might have a new build starting, fingers crossed, on Friday. I'm so tempted to get it. Just got to find some fine wall of money. Yeah, ain't we all? Ain't we all? But yeah, like I said, I was always going to build that one. I'm building the other builds that I'm building. I'm waiting now for Agora to get in contact with me to send me the alien issues that I've missed. They said that once I get to that stage, I can then start collecting it from them, which is good. Which I'm hoping should be. I'm hoping before the end of the year. That's what I'm hoping for. But they have said, and so has Hachette as well. So I've got a couple of avenues I can go down when I need to get to the pack that I need to get to finish my alien, and then I will upload more videos. Because there's no point in uploading more videos if I'm going to get to a certain point and stop. So what I've done is I've actually got to a certain point and I've stopped. And then what I will do is I'll release those videos when those packs are up to it. I want to see what the numbers are like as well. Numbers are quite good on them, but as it's come out here in the UK, I've noticed that the numbers have come a little bit better. So I'm hoping that if I release the rest of the videos when people get their packs, it will work out a little bit better. That's what I'm hoping. What's happening with Robocop? There's something happening with that. And that is one of those to be continued sort of things. I am still doing it. That is 100% true. Okay. But something else has happened, and it will all play out very well. But I can't do anything with it at the moment until then. That's all I can say. But I am still building it. But all will be explained in due course. That's all I can say on that. So yeah, I am still doing the Robocop. It's quite big now. I can't show anyone. I can't do anything at the minute. But yeah, video will come once sort of everything is concrete. Once everything is concrete and down, I can then explain what's going on with that. But I am still doing it. So no panic, still doing that. But yeah, I don't know what else there is I'm going to do going forward. Even though these builds that I've seen and that I've heard that are coming out, there's still nothing that has sort of got me sort of going, oh wow, I want to do that. I was always going to do the Optimus Prime. But if other stuff works out, maybe I'll have an opportunity to build some other builds, ones that I never thought I was going to build, and we'll see how all that plays out. But like I said, I have been in contact with a few companies, or should I say, they have been in touch with me. So yeah, we'll see how all that plays out. But like I said, I've been told from two sources that they're sort of moving away from sort of the influencers that use mods and don't follow instructions. That's how it was put to me. Do I do any mods? No. Do I follow the instructions which they've seen on the videos? And they've said yes. So both of them are ticks. I said, why are you moving away from like people who do mods or people that don't follow the instructions? They said it's a licensing issue and it's a headache for the company. I don't know what that means, but I sort of do, but you can sort of read within the lines with that. But it's whether or not they agree to term. Yeah, it's all up in the air at the moment. If it comes to anything, it comes to anything. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't bother me. But it is what it is. Who else is? What else have I been doing? Well, I went to cinema this week. Saw the new Transformers film. Go and see this. It's absolutely awesome film. Go and see it. That's all I'm going to say. You won't be disappointed, though. You might be disappointed with the price. I get a lot of people ask. I get asked questions like, "Why don't I go to the cinema very often? You should go to the cinema and stuff like that." Wow. I've just got to say that, it cost me. We went to the cinema for the four of us. Now, our oldest is 16, so she classes as an adult now. It cost us £50, $49.98 for the four of us to go and see a sort of a mid-morning during the week pit at the pictures at the cinema. It cost £50, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of. I mean, I went and I was happy to pay that. Well, I wasn't really happy to pay that, let's put it frankly. I was gobsmacked by the price, but we went along. No. Is everyone just can everyone see me? Yeah, it says that I'm okay. We're getting intermittent faults here. I don't know why they keep popping up. I don't know why. Anyway, but yes, I just thought £50 was a lot of money, and that's before we got snacks and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, now we went to see Transformers, but the Mario Brothers film was still out, and I was thinking, right, so it's £50 to see that, or you can pay $15.99 to watch it on Sky Store and have it for 3 days, and I can watch it as many times as I want in those 3 days. And I'm like, well, that is why the cinema is dying. It's the price. It was so expensive. Anyway, I went. We enjoyed ourselves. It was great. End of. But yeah, it was. Horrible weather. Just too hot. What we used to call summer. Oh, yeah. Everyone used to say it was hotter back. I mean, my mum and my dad always used to say it was always hotter back then. Even though we just broke the record ever set as well for the highest temperature this year. So I don't know whether it just seemed hotter. But it's funny as well, because I was talking to someone about this. So we're in the garden. It was like, oh, it's really hot. It's too hot. I'm like, it's hotter when you go abroad. Yet you don't say that. You don't go, oh, it's hot here, isn't it? Oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. I don't know whether it's because you've paid money to go, so you sort of bear it. Kirsty said it's a different sort of heat. Well, I don't know. The temperatures are the same. It doesn't matter where you are. Yeah, and you don't get the complaint. But over here, everyone seems to either complain it's too hot or complain it's too cold. I just don't. We can't keep up with the weather at the moment. It's just a bit. Sorry, just backtrack. Companies supplying issues to the build, but only if you don't apply mods and follow instructions. So I had a conversation last week with two companies who reached out to me, who said they're looking for new collaborators to work with, and I was like, oh great, that's good. They said they've watched the videos, they like what I'm doing, numbers are good, but they said the one thing that they liked was I didn't use mods and I followed the instructions. And I said, right, why is that a problem? I mean, they said the mod thing comes down to a licensing issue, something to do with licensing I don't know. They just told me there's a licensing issue with mods, and also with not following the instructions, and with mods, it causes the companies themselves to have gives them headaches. That's what they told me in their words. It creates unnecessary headache for the company. And I was like, right, okay, because they said, could I suggest anybody else, any other people who do YouTube videos? Could I suggest moving, suggest some names? I did. One of the names I won't say, but they said they couldn't go with them because they do mods. So they're sort of, I don't know whether they're just clamping down or whether they've had discussions further up. I don't know, but that's what was told to me. I was just told, okay, we'll be in touch in the near future. Whether anything comes of it, I don't know, but that's the conversations that I've had last week with the relevant companies. It was 2 companies, I would say. I don't know if it's representative of everyone, but yeah, those 2 companies did sort of reach out to me. They came to me, they messaged me, they emailed me, and we were emailing backwards and forwards. Way too expensive. Yeah, it is incredible. Considering we've got like a fairly big TV and a surround sound and all of that, I understand why to go to the cinema to see stuff when it comes out. And I did used to like going to the cinema before COVID, but now they put stuff that comes out in the cinema 3 weeks later on Sky. It makes going to the cinema not less of a thing. And the price as well. The price is extortionate. Summer of 76 and winters of 4-foot snow drifts. Yeah, I've seen all the pictures of the snow. Definitely of the snow. But Kirsty said the snow can do one. I agree with them. You are effectively an ambassador of their product, which you should build for them. So why would they want mods in it? Yes. I said, what about if I had mods for myself? They said you can do mods to your own build, but the problem is when you're building a model for them, I would imagine. I'm only imagining that what would happen is if you're modding it. I know there were lots of problems with the DeLorean. I know that much, where people were getting the Christmas tree mod from Model Mods and places like that. And then what they were doing is they were complaining to Eaglemoss and saying, I can't believe I have to spend X amount of money to fix your problems. I shouldn't have to. I know as well they had queries. This is going back when Eaglemoss did the DeLorean the first time round, the very, very first time. You're looking at like 2018. And they were getting queries. And even on Facebook groups were asking, they think it was wrong that Eaglemoss didn't supply the mods and all. It was a whole mod thing. But I would imagine that creates headaches further up. And obviously they've licensed the build as it is, and if you're modding it and they're giving it will create all problems. So that's what they've said they've started to do. I don't know what will come of it, what will happen, but it'd be interesting. You only have to not go cinema 5 times and you'll save enough to buy your own 60-inch projector. Yeah. I just couldn't understand it. Well, it was a Thursday showing, 11 o'clock in the morning, £50, and I was like, 49. You can actually go on to it now. Go on to Cineworld, check out the very first time of any movie, click 3 adults, 1 child, $49.98. Oh, if you're a club member though, you save £5. You know, it is what it is. I know there's there are other cinema chains that do a little bit cheaper deals. But the nearest one to us is Cineworld, so we're sort of stuck with using that. If there was other ones closer that were cheaper, we would use them. But it's getting to as well and everything else, and then you got to think it's getting to these places, then parking, and you know, and we live sort of a 10-minute walk away from our local cinema. So, but still, it's a bit of a price. They want true representation, how to build it, and the final outcome. Yeah, of course they do, Ian. Yeah, and that's, I kind of said, like I said, they approached me. I didn't approach them. They even asked me for suggestions, and I put some names forward. And they said, leave it with us, and we'll be in touch. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens down the line. I don't believe it's a licensing thing. More of what I have said. Yeah. Ooh, a 5. yeah, I know. But that's, like I said, Ian, that's what they told me. It was sort of, they said it, the modding was a licensing issue, and not following any instructions and modding was a headache for them, for the company. So they want to stay clear of people who don't follow instructions and obviously mod as well. But it, you know what I mean, it is what it is. I don't know, because I know that the two companies that I spoke to, the reason they're reaching out is because they've had a change in not leadership, sort of people that were in charge of that department before. There's a bit of a change going around. So these new people that are coming on board are now starting to change the way that they did it before. So well, that's the understanding anyway. That's what I've understood from it all. Is that they said that they're coming on board now, and this is how they've been told how it's got to be done, and they're reaching out to people that like it is. So, like I said, it might not come to nothing. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not too fussed. But yeah, I was very impressed with Transformers. Go and see it. Was it worth £50? No. I don't think going to the cinema is worth that. You got to think as well. You're in a room with other people, and it's just the whole thing. You know, maybe getting old and grumpy. I don't know, but I just thought, you know, I could sit at home and sort of watch these movies. I don't mind waiting now. I think the time when COVID hit and that, I think a lot of people were just waiting, and it just.
We'll go for the aircon. Yeah,
we've just go for the aircon at the moment. If you're going to a cinema, go for the air conditioning if you're hot, because it was very, very cool in there. Put into Horlicks Kev. Yeah, I've given him his name. Mark Mods, Jay, Building with the Boys. We gave a load of names. Dave Say as well, gave him a load of names. They said that they would check out their videos and go from there. That's Partwork Upgrades as well. I gave Mr. Fusion Designs, all of those people. I put all their names forward because they said, can you think of anybody else that you want to put their names forward to? And I said, and I just gave them a list of names. And they said, okay, leave it with us. We'll check them out, and we'll be in touch. They said that we'll be in touch with them in due course. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know how it all works. It is what it is, like I said. But I did put a load of names forward. So cool. Yeah, they're all great. They are. Yeah, they're all great. And like I said, I put them all forward. And we'll see how it all goes. Like I said, they are reaching out to people now with who who don't fall into those categories. I'm wondering if the change in the running of things is also them having a sort of a fresh approach. So clearing out some of the old stock, clearing out some of the old people, letting some new people come in, a bit more of a breath of fresh air sort of thing. I'm a big believer in don't put all your eggs in one basket. I am. You know, management skills and stuff like that, which I've done. You're always told not to do that anyway. Don't leave all your eggs in the same basket. And I'm wondering whether that's what they've decided. You know, maybe they're going to go with a few people for a few different ones. I don't know, but yeah, you don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to say. Any movement on more full builds rather than monthly builds? What I understand is that once the builds are finished, they even through Hachette, they are going to be offered as a full build. The Alien is going to be, I know this for a fact because I've spoken to him about this. So the Alien at the moment is on a 12-month subscription, £100 an issue, we know that. But when that finishes, which I think is in January, I think the last pack you get in January, it's going to be offered as a full build. And you'll be able to build it whenever you want in the 12 months. But they're actually going to offer it. But I've been told that they will offer it as a full build. Apparently, this is, once again, this is like a bit like a trial, a bit like they've done with the Alien. If it goes well, then they will roll it out with the rest of their builds as well. So if it does well, I would imagine that when the tumbler finishes, they will offer it as a full build. What they seem to be doing now is offering it the subscription through Hachette and a full build. And if you're in the UK, you can order it through them. But if you're outside the UK, they're going to direct you to order the same method, but through Agora. So the full build will be offered through Agora, but only to the US people, or not to anybody else. But I don't know the ins and outs. But I do know that they are going to offer the Alien as a full build. Come on, Kev. Who'd want to build the Alien? You may as well just buy a tub of super glue. Yeah, super glue molded. If you can mold it into an Alien, you might be better off. But I've seen a lot of people actually message me over that saying you were right, how frustrating this build is, but the guidance that I put down on my videos has helped. So loads of people said the cable ties really helped, though I didn't do that until later on. I should have really done that from the start. It was something that was suggested to me when I'd done the second arm, but I was like, I don't know. I didn't do it until I was on the last leg. But hey, but I didn't do it until I was on the last leg, and I should have done it throughout, but it was so much easier. But some people said that, yeah, they were happy with put cable tying it. It was much better. It holds it very much. I've had messages about the magnets on it. Does it matter if some of the magnets come off? No, because I got packs where we didn't have all the magnets, and I was missing some. I did drop a few as well, but the magnets don't hold the skin. If you put the skin on it with the magnets, the skin will just fall off. They're not powerful enough to hold it. They are strong, but they're not strong enough really to sort of hold it together. It's another. Obviously, when you're gluing it, you're stitching it round. It's a very, very, very tight fit. So a lot of people say, could I glue the skin onto the plastic? I was like, yeah, because I did that with the arms. Someone sent me a photo of their hand with all glue, which I did on my video. So, but like I said, lots of people have said that it's really frustrating, but they are like going to like the end result. The end result's going to look good. But yeah, I haven't forgot the stuff to you, me, Alien. Just so busy at the moment. Yeah, that's fine, and I understand. Yeah. You know, there's no the mods that it needs. There's no rush because in terms of like the sort of the interior and stuff like the power mod and the mod for the base you could do at any time, at any point, because they're not hard to get to and they're easy to apply. So, did you even get those magnets apart? No, I don't even know where they are. I know I've got a little pot on the side which has at the bottom magnets, loads and loads of screws, because you know you get the spare screws. You know what? Sometimes I drop them, and then after the build, I find on the desk like a couple of loose screws. I just scoop them up and I plonk them into the tray. So at the bottom of this little tub that I've got, it's full of screws, it's full of magnets, it's full of glue, it's got a paintbrush in there, toothpicks. It's just full of bits at the moment. Even little screws, little screwdrivers and everything's all in the bottom of that. It's probably in the bottom there, but there is some magnets that I couldn't get apart and I just left them. They might have come apart by now. I even got a magnet that was snapped. That was in 2 pieces as well. So I scoop them up. Some accidentally do fall on the floor. I do pick them up if I can find them. But Kirsty's very, very good at sort of detecting where they are and stepping on them. I say she should have been looking where she was going, but she complains. She says it's my fault. You don't have to stop, Ian. You don't. No, carry on. Carry on. Ouch. But on the plus side, you found it for it. They're only the spares, Ian. They're only the spares. They do like giving you... I've noticed with the Dodge Charger that years ago, they used to only give you one spare. And Hachette still do that. But I have noticed with the Dodge Charger that I have had times when I've screwed everything in and I've still got like 20 screws left. And they've never been used again. Sometimes you have to save them, but it tells you if to save them to use them again. So I've got loads. What I tend to do at the end of builds, though, is like some people have seen before, is I just chuck it all away. I chuck it all away. All the spare screws, all the magazines. But yeah, I don't care for the magazines just because there's no new information in the magazines that you get. It's only the build instructions. Once you build it, you don't need it. Nowadays as well, they do a digital version of the magazines. So once again, you don't really need the magazines. So it's one of the reasons I just chuck them away. And the spare screws, you get enough screws. Sometimes I've noticed that sometimes you get an abundance of screws, or sometimes you get a little bit less. But actually, I've been very, very fortunate, and I've always had enough screws to do the whole build. And then at the end, I tend to have loads of little bags. Like if someone come round, if a policeman knocked at the door and he goes, you know, we come to do a search, right? And they found all these tiny little see-through sealed up bags, they'd think I'm a dealer or something. I'd be like, no, they're for screws. We don't believe you. It's like, trust me, they're for screws. They just ain't got any screws in. But I do find that there's a lot of these little plastic bags lying everywhere. And I promise they are for screws. I promise. Oh, Peter's coming. Hi, Peter. How's it going? How's everything? I reckon Kevin's been secretly building in the bedroom. I still think they get on like or socks or shoes or no shoes upstairs. Or even the dog's feet. So it weren't me. I reckon she stood on it accidentally down here and then transported it to the bedroom. Oh yeah, well yeah. I have gone up there when the kids have been watching the TV down here. I have gone up there. But it's all fun and games. So there's that. So like I said, there's some builds coming out. We know of ones. We know some of the ones that are coming out. Actually, all the ones that I know, the 5 that I know of that are definitely 100% coming out, I've mentioned on this channel, and they have come out, and they have come out in other places, but have not come out here in the UK, if that makes any sense. Except one, which is a re-release, which did come out here in the UK, but it's having a re-release. And that's all I'm going to say. So, all good. Cheers. Not forgotten your gift. Bud has been having logistical issues. Final results got next week to get you. There's no worries, Peter. You know, you don't have to do that. I'm absolutely grateful for you to do that. But yeah, I'm not. There's no rush. There's no rush. Don't worry. So yeah, there's that. So what have I done this way? I've done the builds. I found out some stuff. I've been to the cinema. I've had a moan about that as well, because there's just the price of the cinema is ridiculous. Oh yeah, also as well, we had the planners around for our kitchen, and the way that we wanted it was to make it slightly bigger, and they've amended what they're going to do. I'm still going to get the little build room that I want out in the in like the hallway passage area, so that's still going to happen, but it's not going to be the way that we wanted it, but I'm still going to get that little space, so that's fine. Now it's just a waiting game, because it won't be done now until September, wasn't it? About September time. So I'm hopefully will have my own space by Christmas, where I can, well, I'll have a desk set up and I'll have all the lighting. Now, originally, I had that anyway. When we first moved into this house, our two girls had the main room. We had the medium-sized room, and in the smaller room, I had for myself. So I had, a desk set up, all the lighting, a couple of camera bits and stuff like that. And then obviously the girls grew up, they wanted their own room, so everything got changed around. And the desk went, and I didn't mind it, because I just use a little tiny fold-up table. That's what I use to do my builds on, which is fine, and the filming of it's fine. But it means that I can have a bit more of a stationary sort of area to work in, maybe, and so it's out the way as well. It's trying to find some time in the area and everything else. So sort of everything's sort of falling into place at the minute. It's doing quite well for us at the minute. So, but like I said, it's just a bit of a waiting game now. So when they come to do the kitchen, it'll probably be a couple of weeks. September, October. So hopefully November or December time, I will start putting the shelving up in there, the desk, get the chair, and sort of everything else in there will just fall into place, and then I'll have my own little space. So that's also what's been going on this week. So it's been when you put it down like that, it's been a bit of a busy week, but it doesn't feel like it's been busy. But like I said, I've enjoyed the Disney Dollhouse. Like I said, we've got 5 issues. They're actually classed as bumper issues because of the amount of stuff you get in each issue and the amount that you've got to work with. So there's so much to do. It's quite good. So I'm happy with the Disney Dollhouse. I'm very impressed with that build, to be fair. The build quality is very good. I've just finished Pack 10 Agora 312 T4 build. What a ball ache. Some builds are like that. Take the Dodge Charger, for instance. Right at the start of this, I said it's taken 7 issues just to do one door. And though I am very, very impressed with that door, surely it could have been done in 4 issues. I mean, it's taken 7 issues to get just the door built. It's not even on the car yet, which will probably be an issue on its own. So 8 issues in total, and it'll be another 8 issues to do the other door. But like I said, once that happens, there's not a lot left. You've got the boot, the trunk, I should say, the bonnet, and the 2 side panels and the front lights. That's it. There's not much left to do on the Charger after that. It is 110 issues, and we're at issue 88, I do believe, this week. So it is trundling along. It just feels like it's a bit of a slog. We've had some issues where they're doing the panels on inside the car, and it's just that one pan. Like the quarter panel on the back was just one panel, but it was in 2 parts. So you had one issue with that, and then another issue with the other bit to complete that one panel. It was just anyway. We know what the builds are like. We know what they're like. Hi Scott, I love the Disney Dollhouse. It's been a joy to build. It has. Do you know what? Kirsty said she wanted to build it, and I was like, oh, okay. So you build it, and we'll go from there, sort of thing. And I've surprisingly loved it. I've absolutely enjoyed doing it, and I enjoy doing it with Kirsty. And I've done some issues without her because I was like building it. But I've really, really, really enjoyed the Disney Dollhouse build. The build quality on it is really good. And it's all coming together really nicely as well. But like I said, Scott, the next 5 issues are like bumper issues. There's so much stuff coming in it. And then it's just filming it. So I've got to find a way on how to film it, because we're... the next 5 issues complete that floor, so we're getting the doors, the windows, the skirting boards, the deco for it, and the stairs. And within 5 weeks, we're going to be actually starting on the top of the house. So it's going to be interesting on how how we film it, because it's quite big now. It's getting there. But I've really enjoyed it. I showed Julie's Dollhouse today on my channel update. I saw it. Yeah, it's come along really nicely. I do like. Absolutely, it's one of those. Like I said, it's one of those builds that I've thoroughly enjoyed. That I didn't think I would, but I really enjoyed it. I saw a Tumblr at Wonderfest. Kev, guess what colour the windows were? Were they bronze by any chance? Hi Peter, hi Scott, hi Ian. As a massive Marvel fan, I'm surprised you're not doing the Gauntlet. I am a big Marvel fan. It's a hard one. It's one of those ones where I might do it in the future if I've got the funds. I might do it, but I'd actually like my other Marvel one that I've got, that I got for under £40. That was the challenge video that I did. Kirsty's just going to grab it for me because it's actually right next to the TV. So this is the Hulk Nano one that we got, and obviously it all hang on, and it all lights up and makes noises. And I grabbed this for £40 off eBay, and shall I tell you what? It was fully boxed, brand new, and I'm so happy with it. What it doesn't show you though is the light. These lights, they're all pulsing. Which I don't know if you get on the. Yes. Also, as well, I want to point out I had a few messages this week about. Hang on. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You can
stick it back now.
Yeah, stick it back now. Yeah, I've got to actually address that because some people contacted me this week and said, will I be able to put my arm in it and will I be able to play around with it? And the answer is no. just because firstly, it's incredibly heavy. Now that one is all plastic, obviously. This one is die cast out. So I don't even know if you'll be able to physically pick it up with one hand. It's going to be so heavy. Secondly, as well, I think the start of the hand and the base of it, it's about as long as my arm. There's no way you'll be able to get your little finger and your thumb into the socket parts. And the finger parts, you'd probably only get into the very top. So the question of would you be able to fit it on like a proper glove? No, is the answer. And someone said about articulation. Someone mentioned that on the French site, and they said there was hardly any articulation in the thumb, which was finished, and very limited in the fingers, which you would expect anyway. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, I love that. I've got it. It lights up. It stays lit up for ages as well. Like I said, I might do it if funds come available, because it's not one of those ones that, you know, with Fan Home, they don't just sort of disappear. It's not like a last chance thing. They do carry on doing them. So there is a point that I could do it at any point still. So I might do. I don't know yet. It depends what other things happen and everything else. Only 2 parks left, and got £150 a month free to play with. Ooh, nice. Yeah, they got some stuff coming out as well. They have. So yeah, it ain't the easiest to film. Yeah, I'm just. It's been all right at the minute, because a lot of the stuff that we've been doing up to this point, I should say, has been easily filmed, including the second floor. But as we're going to be doing like the doors, the windows for that room, the staircase, it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare to film, even when you're on the top floor as well. So we're going to have to become a little bit inventive on how we film it. You have 70 issues of the Dollhouse to build yet? Oh, Pete, you should really do it. It's a really great build. You should get right on it. Really, yeah. Watch me and Scott build it. Because yeah, it's one of those builds that you'll really enjoy. Get on with it quick. What's that one? Sorry. The gauntlet you have is perfect. I'd rather not be subscribed to an overweight size paperweight. Effectively, that's what it is. It's not. It is what it is. I think. I'm really happy with the one that I got. I can actually stick my arm in that and move the fingers and everything else. But yeah, this one's, I think a lot of these companies now are going more for the statue piece. So that's more of a statue piece, like the Optimus Prime from Agora is more of a sort of a statue piece. It's not more of one that you can put in different poses and all that sort of stuff. Though, then again, I think the Terminator is more of a statue piece as well. And he's there. So it's like one of those things. But yeah. But I know what you're going. I mean, ours is right next to the TV, and it looks really nice, actually. And I prefer the red over the gold. It just looks a lot better. Though, that, like I said, that one is plastic, not die cast. I think it comes down to personal preference on that. So afternoon, Keith. I'm planning on ordering IXO kit of the Nissan GTR 35 so I can build it. Nice. That's a nice build. It's a showpiece, not a play piece. Yeah, a lot of the part works are. But I think that one's more, if you know what I mean, I think that one's more than, I think the Gauntlet is more than any other. You know, with a Disney Dollhouse, you can open up the doors. You've got the little characters, you've got the little rooms and bits. With the cars, you've got the lights, the sounds. You can open up the doors on them. You can turn the wheel on it and the bonnet and all of that. The Terminator as well, even though it's like a statue piece, you can still move the arms on it. And it lights up and there's sounds and stuff like that. And I think this one does, obviously the Gauntlet does light up, does have sounds. But I think that's about it. It doesn't really do anything else. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm still going to catch up with other builds along with getting my scale 00 Liverpool Pleasure Beach layout. Nice. That would be really cool. I can't wait to see that. I'm doing fine, thank you. I have a gauntlet also. It's rubber and you can wear it with all the functioning lights. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it is personal preference. I was bidding on loads of the Hasbro Legend Series one, which that one is, and it came up at the right price, and I couldn't. I put a bid in for a load, and I got outbid. This one, I think, just slipped under the radar, and I was able to get it for, you know, under £50, which was an absolute steal, considering that version that I just showed you is about £130. I think they still sell it for like £100 in Mankind. So I'm very, very happy with it. Right, so I'm going to go now. Thanks everyone for tuning in and participating and chatting. I love doing this. I'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. But everyone here, thank you so much for coming. We will see you, as always, at the next video, which will be on Wednesday. But that's if the Optimus Prime hasn't turned up. I don't think it's going to turn up any sooner than that. But yeah, are you going to build any of the new builds from IXO Kits? No, I'm not at the minute. Cheers, Scott. Cheers, Ian. Night, everyone. Cheers, Peter. Have a nice evening. Try and keep cool. Get a fan on. Get doors open, windows. Have a good night, and we'll see you at the next video as always. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one.